Okay, it says I'm live. I guess I am. I'd have to ask my doctor to be sure, but here we are again. It must be Monday. Tell by my eyes it's Monday. You know? So I don't know really what to talk about tonight. I said in the title page, I said a little bit of this and a little bit of that because that's what it's going to be. We can start off talking about the virus and the problems they're having now with the variant. It's not clear, I don't think, how effective all the vaccines rather, are effective against this variant, this Delta variant. I have no idea. I haven't read anything. They say, yeah, if you're fully vaccinated, you should be safe from everything. The other thing I haven't heard of is how long is this vaccine good for? Is it a lifelong vaccine? Because the virus isn't lifelong. The virus is a mutation, constantly mutating. They call it a variant. It's a mutation of the virus. Another interesting little story is I found that they're worried about this plague activity out in Colorado. Now I read something a couple of years ago that says that the bubonic plague really isn't all that gone. They have a maybe I think there's 5 cases a year in the United States, usually from some obsolete place and from some sort of a decaying animal or something like that. So it's not, it's not running rampant or anything like that. There's nothing so far. There's nothing to worry about there. But with the drought they have out there, you never can tell. All right, so we took that. That pretty much brings us up to date on the virus. I mean, it's in some states it's out of control. In some states it's in control. Do you wear a mask or don't you wear a mask? I think it should be left up to the individual, and I don't think you should be disallowed or allowed into a facility if you're not wearing a mask, or if you are wearing a mask. You know, I'm down here. I wear a mask every day. Uh, I'm fully vaccinated. I wear a mask every day. I don't trust anybody down here. I don't even trust. I don't trust that I got the vaccine. Are you kidding me? Uh, this is the way this country's health system is run. It's kind of shaky. And what do we have up next on the list? Did I make a list? I don't think I did. I'm checking to see if I did. And I didn't. I didn't make a list about today, so that's all right. How about the Olympics? Do you care? I don't particularly care. They took a lot away from the athletes when they turned it over to professionals, because now it's not a sport that a 12-year-old kid can get himself into. It's like BMX riding. Those bikes aren't the same bike you buy in the store. They're re-engineered. They're perfectly balanced. The same thing when you go to the. Is look at all the advancements that science has made. Look at the pole vault. All right. I think when I was in high school, 15 or 16 feet was really the maximum they expected you to go, and the pole was rigid. It wasn't flexible. This pole catapults you up another 5 feet, from where you're holding it. So I have some problems with that. I know the athlete has to be extremely flexible and whatnot, and very athletic to still do it, but I still have problems with that. That's just me, though. Um, I don't like some of the changes, and I'm not just doing it from an old man's point of view, or maybe I am. I'm saying that because I think it was more competitive. I think that the poor kid, the amateur, could do it. Um, Look what they did. They took basketball and because they lost the game that they never had lost before, they lost the medal. I don't know whether they lost the game, but they lost the medal. And the next year, that's the dream team. Jordan and all those guys show up. Yeah, if you put those guys together, it's a little harder to do it now because the pros are coming from all over the world and they go home. It's like soccer. The team. You can have a super team like what's the one in Spain? Well, you know what I'm talking about. You had Real Madrid, and you had the other one, Barcelona, and you have Messi, and you have on one team, and you had what's his name on the other team, and they had all these great players around him, and then and Messi goes home, and he's got nobody around him, and he can't do it all himself, and he doesn't play with the team, but they go and play for their country, and this basketball players now they go home and they play for their country. Uh, Baseball World Series is this the World Series is the same thing. You know, it's all professional athletes now. They're getting paid. There's no such thing as amateur sport anymore. You know, you can go to a dart tournament, but you'll never see any real money or anything like that in an amateur dart tournament. You have to go to a professional dart tournament before you can, and that's money. It's not like the old days where you could walk into a tavern, get a bunch of guys together, you could make a few bets, you could walk out with maybe $1,000. And you could do this almost any night of the week. You could make a living at it. Same with pool players. Hustlers still make money, but I mean, anybody could go into a pool hall and make $5 or $6 or $1,000 or $10,000, depending on how good they were. That's all gone by the rules now. You have professionals. There's organizations. They say how much prize money, who gets what. How many tournaments do you have to be. You have to play in this tournament or that tournament. They tell you what to do. I don't want to be told what to do. That's why I did a couple of fishing tournaments way back when, and not for the big fish. This more like crappie tournaments, and I thought that was pretty cool. I came in second a couple times. But all of a sudden, I realized, the better you are, the more they want you to. You have to fish. You have to catch fish. It's the pressure that I don't like. I like to go. It's like, we use fishing. I can use something else too. You could say hunting. I hunt with a camera now because I like to sit and I like to watch nature. I don't have to worry about shooting something. If I had to do it for food, I would do it. Same thing with fishing. I could do it. But I used to catch the biggest fish of anybody that day when I would go fishing, but I would sit there and I did things that I had a giant heron sitting on a float in the middle of this lake, and there were few people watching me, and I just slowly crept up to him. I've seen this heron for 7 or 8 years. I don't know how long. I'm assuming it's the same one. He looked old and beat up a little bit. He walked over to the edge of the platform and just looked at me while I was taking pictures of him, and I was about 1.5 feet away from him. That's what I enjoy. That's the difference between being a professional and being an amateur. The pressure that you have to win, you have to do. You can't go down to you all want to win. I know you all want to win when you play a sport, but you can't go down to the park now and just play a game. It's all organized. You got to be on a team. You can't get a group of your friends down there and go down there and do it. I worked in a bar. We wanted to play softball. And we went out, and there's in Parsippany, where I lived in the United States, there had to be hundreds of. I would say it was about 100 fields that you could play ball on. So we went over to this field one Sunday afternoon. There's nobody there. There's not a soul in the place. Okay, it's a Sunday afternoon. It's I don't know. It wasn't the middle of the summer, so it was the beginning of the end. And we're setting up to play, and the cops showed up and said, "You can't be here. There's no booze. No dope, no nothing, just softball. It's early on a Sunday morning. Can't play. You need a permit, and then you've got to reserve the field." And being a smart ass and hungover like I was, I said, "Reserve what? There's nobody here. I know this field. There's never anybody. I live across the street. There's never anybody here." Well, they didn't care. Those are the rules. Was somebody in the group they didn't like or something? I don't know. I don't really. That was that. But that's the way sports are. You can't just go out and have fun anymore. You got to be part of a team or something. You got to sign papers. You got to be responsible. I'm responsible for my own ass. Let's see. What else is going on? Well, Trump's in the news again. When is he not in the news? That man just loves to have his. The fact that they're making it look that he looks like an asshole, that half the world is lit, the rest of the world is laughing at him and us, and they realize he's a dangerous person, but he doesn't care. He's still out there saying the same bullshit. He won the election. That was in November. It's the 26th of July. August is coming up. Let's see, what do we got? December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. 10 months ago, he lost the election. Okay? He still thinks he won it. Interesting man. If you're into sociopaths and narcissists, I think he's interesting because it's the combination of the two is a little strange. What else have we got to talk about now? Let's see. Dum 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 dum. We went through sports, the Olympics. I like the gymnasts, though. I mean, I think they're cool. I mean, the work that they go through and the stuff they can do is amazing. Um, I'm sure that swimmers get sponsors and stuff like that, so they can swim in a pool 24 hours. They go to school. It's like tennis players. There's a college in Nevada. I think it might be the University of Nevada. I'm not really sure, but there's a college in Nevada that allows people to go to college on a what they call it's really a school for tennis players, but yet they educate them supposedly, and they start at high school level or eight. I think they start in the eight. You have to be 8 years old, and you go to this tennis academy in Nevada, and you play tennis 5, 6, 8 hours a day, and then you study for a few hours a day. Wonderful, isn't it? Isn't that great? Well, whoever used to follow me isn't following me tonight. I don't know what happened. Maybe the censors just decided to leave me alone for a while. They think I'm harmless. Oh, if they only knew. All right, let's see. I heard Aaron Rodgers is going to sign a new 2-year contract and for more money and everything, be one of the highest payers in pro football. And then that means that all his bullshit was just that bullshit. It was really all about the money. Ah, me. I think that's kind of sad too, don't you? But it's a professional sport. That's the thing. It's more about money than the game. Told you, I used to like to go to the high school games and not so much the high school games because those kids are trying to get into college sometimes. But you go to a small college game. Whoever you go to Harvard, those guys aren't going to go play NFL football. Maybe they think it's good on their resume, like it's an extracurricular activity. I don't know, but they're not going to go to the NFL, so they play for the love of the game. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. Let's see what else is going on in the world. We talked out, and oh, I just got to notice my state. I guess I'm back. I don't know. They're having problems with the stream, so I don't know if you guys have heard or seen any of this at all tonight. Wow, that's a bummer. They keep having problems with the stream. All right, but what was I saying? I forgot already. God, I'm getting old and senile and everything. What was I talking about? Come on, somebody go on chat and tell me what I was talking about. Or maybe you didn't get to see it. I forget. We'll have to come back to it. God, I hate when that happens. What was I saying? You're talking about Aaron Rodgers. That's over and done with. That's enough of that talk. I don't like Green Bay anyhow. I'm not a big Aaron Rodgers fan. I think he's overrated. But you come out of there, you're pretty much overrated anyhow. Green Bay, I'm saying. What else is there to talk about? I'm trying to go through the news in my head right now, and seeing what's going on. Um, I turned my three. I was doing a lot of rock and roll on my three for free on YouTube that I post on what I say. I told you I did that Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook. Now I'm doing blues. I'm back into the blues. That's my thing. I like the blues. It's just nice music, you know. It's you can understand the words for the most part, unless you listen to Muddy Waters or somebody like that. But you can usually understand the words, and you can usually associate a meaning to your life. You know, I do that with Bob Dylan. People say, "Why do you love Bob Dylan so much?" It's because I can take just about any era that he sang a song in and apply it to my life today. You know, and apply it to my friend's life or to my nephew's life or something like that. You know, sit them down and say, this is listen to this song. You know, and hey, it works. You know, that's what they do. But I don't see, a lot of other musicians doing that, making I'm sorry, meaningful music that will last past this weekend. You know, that 20 years from now, I'm sure there'll be a couple of people that'll sit down and still listen to Taylor Swift or somebody like that. Beyonce, whatever. Run DM. There's still people that listen to Run DMC. It means something to them. Music is an individual thing. You like something in it, and you see something in it, and you attach it to yourself, and it's yours. It's your song. Doesn't make any difference what generation, what style, whatever. But when I say when I look at Bob Dylan, I see that his songs to me reflect the world, what's going on in the world, how the world is. And I look at it. I guess I look at it like a hippie. I don't know how I look at it. I differ in my points of view about the world with a lot of people. I'm not. I'm frustrated by a lot of things that go on out there in the world. I think that there's just so much that we could be doing. I don't think that all these crises, the climate. I mean, look at Lake Mead. That's all you got to do is Lake Mead is out in Nevada. It's by the Hoover Dam, and if you look at that lake, if you ever saw that thing that when I was a little kid, that looked like an ocean. Now it looks like a lake. I mean, it's down 20, 30 feet, 20 or 30 feet, 20, 30, 40 feet, something like that. And you say to yourself, that's out there. I'm telling you something, you one of these days, at the rate we're going, if it stays like this for another year, you're going to go walk into your house and turn on the water and nothing's coming out. Okay? Think about that. If you're out west, it's already started. You turn it on your water and nothing's coming out, especially if you own your own well. What does that mean in the real world? It means no animals are going to get water. Without water, they die. Without animals, we starve. We die. Interesting, isn't it? Wow. People are so stupid. These are all things we can correct. The Trump situation, that's something we can correct. Okay? The situation in Afghanistan, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was talking about before. Afghanistan is this generation's Vietnam. We lost in Vietnam. There's no two ways about it. We surrendered. We basically surrendered and got out of the country. We accomplished very little, if anything, there. Okay, in the 10 years or so we were there, in the 50,000 some odd lives we lost. The same thing in Afghanistan. We accomplished nothing. The people that we kicked out are now walking back in and killing the people that were friends of ours. Now they're saying, today, Joe Biden said he's ending the war in Iraq. Same thing is going to happen there. All right? Those parts of the world are tribal situations. All right, same thing in Africa. As much as all the countries have tried to go in there and colonize and straighten out the world, those countries are tribal countries. They operate differently than the rest of the world. Those people hold grudges for generations. If they don't like you now, they're not going to like you 100 years from now. You know, so what's going on in these countries doesn't surprise me. It's just that it's sad that we had to lose so many lives, both sides, to prove a point. You know, I don't know why we went into Afghanistan. Iraq, I have no idea why we went in there. We actually made the world a worse place by doing so. We freed up Iran's military and defense budget so that it could develop nuclear weapons by kicking out Hussein, who was a threat to Iran. Afghanistan, we got rid of the Taliban. Al Qaeda popped up. ISIS, they're all in there. They're all still there. There's an area in that part of the country called the Golden Triangle. Some call it the Golden Triangle, Iron Triangle, Bronze Triangle. But the Golden Triangle was the most famous one, and part of it's in Afghanistan. It's the heroin capital of the world. All right, every bad drug comes out of there. But that's, that was supposedly, a lot of it was run by the CIA. Who knows? I don't know. I don't doubt it. Sounds reasonable to me. But I have no idea if that's the truth or not. But that's it. It's this generation's Vietnam. Sad story. We lost that war. There's no way we won it. Okay, we didn't win in Iraq either. You said, well, we got rid of Hussein. Hussein wasn't a threat to us. Hussein had nothing capable of delivering a weapon of mass destruction, which he didn't have, to the United States. He wasn't even smart enough to hijack a plane. Oh, man. Politics. What do you want to do? You want to talk about politics now? Please. It's too late to talk about politics. I won't be able to sleep. I'll have agita all night long. Let's see. I should show you some stuff. Hold on a second. I told you I do wood burning, right? I mean, that's the kind of stuff I do. I like to do animals. People are hard to do. Animals, fish are easy, really. Everybody likes this one. I guess it's all right. I could color it or something, but it's all just shaded. Hey, this one's pretty good too. That's one. I like to do scenes like this and scenes like this one. Oops, can you see it? There you go. Animals in nature. This was fun to do. Just a little caricature there. Western guy, old cowboy type guy, rancher, whatever. I like stuff like this. I love that. I have a ton of this stuff. Cats. Yeah. I don't want to get you too bored. I'm just trying to fill time right now. I do horses, cats, people, fish. Stuff stacked all over the house. I have stuff hanging on my ceiling. If my other camera worked, I could show you the ceiling. On the walls, I could show you the stuff I have on the wall. Maybe next time I'll show you the one I think I already showed you the one I did of my dog, of Antonia. That's pretty good. That came out. That came out pretty good. I've got 3 of them, 2 or 3 of them done already, of Antonia. One's in the living room. One's on the floor right now because the wood is a big hunk of natural wood and it keeps pulling off the ceiling, the wall ceiling. I'm okay. Good thing I don't drink anymore. I do wood carving. I showed you them. I'm not going to pull them out right now. I wrote 6 books. I told you that story. It was kind of a slow or boring week because it was all repetitive stuff. That's it. The virus gets worse. The parties are split apart, so the politics sucks. Olympics are. I don't know. I mean, I watched the air rifle championships, 10-meter air rifle championships, the day or so ago. Now, compared to when I was a kid and they started that, I mean, these rifles they had, you could buy the apartment I live in with one of those. I mean, it's ridiculous what they have out, the equipment they have out. I mean, when I was on a shooting team at the Y, I had an old single shot Marlin 22, and it was like a field weapon. It wasn't a target rifle. It didn't have a heavy barrel or anything. And I'd go up against these kids that had the jackets with all the hooks and the padding and everything on it. You think they were firing a 308 or something instead of a little 22 long rifle shell, And I'd win. I'd win every match. And people would look at me. It was fun. I don't need all that fancy equipment. I'm the guy that used to go to the shooting ranges down the shore when they had them, and the cans would be on the strings. I'd shoot the strings. I don't need equipment to be that good. But I guess, and I watched the scores. I watched these guys shoot. They were no more accurate than the guys were 25 years ago using, just run-of-the-mill air rifles. I don't know what the story is. I really don't. Okay, so if you're interested in my 3 for 3, tomorrow's going to be the Hollywood Blues Flames. The Hollywood Blue Flames. Storm Warning, Chris Thomas, King. I can't read my own writing here. Jeff Lang, some other people. That's going to be the lineup for the week. It goes out in the morning. Unless something happens, and then it goes out no later than 2:00, and it goes on. It goes on Twitter, it goes on Tumblr, Jeffrey Bruff at Jeffrey Bruff on Twitter. It goes on Facebook. It's Jeffrey Bruff. I'm going to start making it on a public page in Facebook, so everybody will be able to see it. I don't know what happened to the censors this week. I actually don't think I'm live. It says I'm live, but I'm not really sure I am because I think there's a problem and I don't know what it is. Let me see if I can check over here. It says I'm connected to the wired network, so I guess it's going out. I don't know. I had 7 people stop by last week. That was sort of a record. I'm glad you guys came around. I don't know how I did that. I have to figure out how I did that again. I think I put it on Twitter and Tumblr and a few other places. I'm going to try and do some videos this week between now and next Monday that I'll be posting to my website, to the YouTube page I have. So check that out. I'm thinking of writing another book. I do that blog, Flounder's Great Adventure, on WordPress. Go to the internet, type in floundersgreatadventure.com, all small letters, no spaces. Check me out on Sundays. It's short and sweet, or short and shitty, whatever you want to call it. That's it. I don't know. I'll have to do some research or something to come up with a topic I can go in depth to next week, instead of wandering around like this. It's not the best video I've ever made, I can count myself saying, that's kind of stupid to keep doing that. All right, we're at the 29th minute and we're on our way. I'm hoping everybody's doing okay. Be careful of the virus. Watch yourselves. I'd say wear a mask. It's good because you don't have to get dressed up if you want to rob a bank. You already got the mask and everything. So just put on a pair of dark glasses. You're cool, ready to go. Okay, just waiting for the time to fly by magically. Because you can tell my eyes are starting to close. I am. I hope you stay healthy, though. Do that. My family's healthy, thank God. So I hope yours is too. And we'll be around next week. It's 8:00 standard time. I can't because I don't change times. It's 8:00 daylight savings. That's it. See ya.